This is me, and I'm going to be reading a bad fanfic I just randomly found on the internet in a British accent. Phoebe, Piper, and Prue were all sitting in the house that they owned one day. This house was theirs because it had been their grandmother's and her grandmother's and her grandmother's and went way back in their family history. It was their ancestral home, so to speak. Well, anyway, they were sitting in their house looking at the Books of Shadows, which was a book that had all their spells in it, not shadows like the name implies. They were trying to find an anti-love spell because they wanted to make these really mean guys not be in love with them anymore. They were in love with them because the girls, that says grills, had casted a spell that was supposed to make the guys have hearts, so they weren't such big meanies anymore. Anyway, back to the book. Piper had it in her lap, and she found a spell that could work. "Hey guys, I found it," Piper told her sisters. "Let me see that," Pure replied. So Piper handed the book to Prue so she could see it. That's spelled P-R-U. The spell Piper found was called the anti-love spell. That was how they knew it was what they were looking for. The spell was actually a recipe for a potion they had to spray on the guys so they'd just be out of love with the sisters. The ingredients that were needed for the spell were eye of newt, wing of bat, St. John's wort, holy water, ragweed, and 3 hairs from a virgin witch. After they saw the last ingredient that was needed, Prue and Piper looked up over at Phoebe. Phoebe would never be a virgin. Their younger sisters. She said to them, "Hey, what are you two looking at me like that for? I'm not a virgin. I screwed the paper boy when I was in 8th grade. Phoebe, you were the paper boy when you were in 8th grade, Piper replies. "Well, yeah, but I still had sex with myself. Actually, it was with my hand in a big cucumber. I have lots of fun with cucumbers now. And sometimes with eggplants. If I'm really horny." "We didn't want to know, Phoebe. I'm never going to eat cucumbers ever again," Prue said back to her. So anyway, after the 3 sisters bickered back and forth for a while about various fruits and vegetables that Phoebe liked, and then finally came to the conclusion that since she used them on herself, it was only masturbation, spelled M-A-S-T-E-R-B-A-I-T-S-H-U-N. And so she was technically still a virgin, so they could use her hair for potion. They made the potion and then went out and sprayed it on the guys who were sitting naked in the front of the porch, waiting for the girls to come out so they could screw them because they were in love with them. And that's what you do when you're in love. You fuck. The potion made the guys fall out of love with the sisters, but it also made them a lot meaner. It also had some backwards effects too. These backwards effects were because the astral gods didn't qualify Phoebe as a true virgin. So the backwards effects were that the sisters turned into innocent, incest-loving, leather-sporting BDSM freaks. No one's really sure why it backfired, but it did. So anyway, because of these backwards effects, the sisters all went to Prue's room and they all stripped each other's clothes off at the same times. They picked Prue's room because she was the oldest and she had the biggest room and the biggest bed, so they could all have lots of dirty sex for as long as they wanted. Anyway, Piper started eating. Piper started eating up Phoebe's cunt, and she came right away because she was horny. And Prue got her big 12-inch strap-on dildo out of a nightstand and put it on and started effing Piper in the arse. Piper liked it a lot, even though she'd never been ass fucked before. After Phoebe recovered from a monstrous orgasm, she started sucking on Prue's tits, and Prue liked that a lot. In fact, she liked it so much that she came really quick because her strap-on was pressing against her happy woman spot. The sisters all took turns with the strap-on, and Phoebe got out some cucumbers and they by the next morning, the holes were so stretched out that they'd never been satisfied looking at guys anymore. They'd have to buy huge dildos and lots of cucumbers and other big long vegetables to screw with. Or they could get into animal sex and screw horses like Catherine the Great of Russia did. But I think she died because one of her horses fell on her. Anyway, they finally fell asleep at dawn. When the sisters finally waked up, they were all naked and cuddled up against and couldn't figure out why. The cunts and asses were really hurt, though. They decided that it must have been an evil warlock or something, and they went about their business as if nothing had ever happened. Well, not exactly. They vowed to find that evil warlock, and one day, and shove big things up his ass until he screamed for his mommy. The end. And excuse all the laughing I did. I was laughing too hard at the retardedness of this fanfiction. Bye!